The Red Octobers. Why do we love these shoes so much? Why do you love these shoes so much? Why do they go for 10,000, 14,000, 20,000? Why are they so hyped up? What's the big deal if they're just gonna crumble and fall apart anyways? Okay, so before we get into this restoration, listen, I'm a nice guy. I'm very understanding and I've worked with a lot of shoes, but these, and I'm obviously not gonna say who the client is or anything, and if you're watching this, it's all, you know, love and respect, but I gotta keep it a buck. I gotta be honest. These smell disgusting. Like, I've worked on a lot of shoes. I've had shoes come in smell like cigarettes, weed, drinks, alcohol, like feet, but these, if I had to describe the smell, literally eggs. Like rotten eggs is what these smell like. So I'm gonna probably be wearing this mask. I have sneaker deodorizer. As you could, okay, they didn't even come in like this. I wrapped them and I put laundry detergent sheets in there, like 5 of them in each shoe, and they still smell. I'm gonna try to get whatever scent is in here out, but I don't know if I can. These might be too far gone. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Let's get into this restoration now, for real. Let's take these apart. All right, man, so before we go any further, like I said, I had to spray these one more time because the smell on these was crazy. It literally snuck up the whole room, but enough about that. I want you guys to stay until the end of the video because something actually went wrong during this restoration. The Nike straps ended up breaking on me while I was working on these. Not ideal, especially on pairs this old, but I was able to repair them, and I'll show you exactly how I fixed it once we get there. These are the donors we're using. These were released in 2025 and they use the exact same midsole and tooling as the Nike Air Yeezy 2s. So not just the Red Octobers. I'm going to be able to replace any Nike Air Yeezy 2. And I do have another pair that I will be replacing. So let me know if you guys want to see that video. I'll make a video for it. Now, I cranked up the donor separation oven just a little bit. So I'm hoping that they'll come apart a little easier, but we're gonna have to wait and see and find out. Hopefully it's an easy pull apart. Let's see. All right, so I've got one taken apart. I'm not sure if you could tell by the video, but boy, were these a pain in my ass to take apart. And this one is not as much of a pain. That's why I pressed play right now, because these are actually like just coming off, right? Which is insane because, as you can see, these guys put up a battle, but these ones coming off great. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. Does this look really rough and messy? Yes, but all this can be dremeled off and cleaned up. I've done it before, so I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm gonna continue taking this one off, and then we'll move into dremeling these, prepping them, getting them ready for the repaint. Now, since these donors are from 2025, I want to mention the factory glue is still extremely fresh, and that actually makes these some of the hardest donors to take apart. Out of all the shoes I've worked on, AirTech Challenges are probably the toughest just because that bond is still so strong. But over time, you learn where to apply heat, where to apply pressure, and learn how to separate everything safely. And this is where we clean everything up. All the old glue leftover material on the uppers gets carefully removed with the Dremel. Higher RPMs in some areas, lower in others, depending on how delicate the section is. This step is one of the most important parts of the entire restoration because if the prep isn't right, nothing after this lasts. Next comes the paint matching. When I posted the Instagram reel and the YouTube short for this, a lot of people said the color looked off and that it didn't match properly. I got a lot of hate for it. And I've worked on a handful of Nike Air Yeezy 2s, especially the Red Octobers, so I've spent a lot of time dialing in the formula. But this is the part where it either comes together or the whole restoration looks wrong. At the end of the video, I want you guys to let me know what you think. Did the repaint actually match or not? Now, before I lay down the red, I'm starting with a white base coat on the midsoles. This helps the color lay down properly and keeps the final shade from looking off. A seamless repaint, though, isn't just about precision, it's also about preparation. I always filter the paint first to make sure there are no particles that could clog the airbrush. And as I start spraying, pay attention to how the color builds slowly. You don't want full coverage right away. It's about layering it gradually so the finish looks even and natural once it dries. This is really where everything slows down a bit. At this point, it's less about doing more work and about making sure that everything that's already been done holds the way it should. I'm just working through the old factory glue, warming it up, letting it break down, and cleaning everything back to a fresh surface using acetone cotton balls. The toe cap on the Yeezy is probably the most stressful part here. That suede doesn't give you much room for mistakes, and you're basically working millimeters away from undoing hours of progress. So this is one of those moments where patience matters more than speed. Now, after everything we've been through this entire video, it has led us up to this exact moment, the bonding process. Now, I only have one shot here because the glue we use is contact cement. And that means as soon as I apply heat to each surface and clamp it together, it's stuck and it's not gonna come apart. So I really only have one chance to get this right, or else I gotta come $10,000 out of pocket and pay for a new pair or more. So let's hope I get this right. Boy, was that a risky bonding process, but this was definitely the riskiest part of the entire bonding process. Don't go anywhere, because we're just moments away from seeing how everything turned out. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the straps actually broke on me during the restoration. I didn't catch that moment on film, but I did record the repair. At that point, it was just about slowing everything down, small contact points, letting everything cure properly, then carefully bringing it back together and stress testing it to make sure it would actually hold up. Luckily, everything came back the way it should. The small details are what really make the difference. Conditioning the suede around the toe cap was one of those moments. It went from rough and lifeless to soft and responsive again. It's a small step, but it completely changes how the shoe feels once everything comes back together. All right, now here we are after a lot of work, a lot of time, patience, prep, paint, conditioning, cleaning. These are now done. So all we really have to do is just take a look at how they came in and now how they're leaving back to the client. I really appreciate you for watching this. I truly do. You didn't have to, but you tuned in today. And I hope you really enjoyed the video. I've got a bunch more just like this one that are going to get even better for you to watch. So be sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that YouTube stuff if you enjoy me and my channel and want to see more content just like it. Without further ado, man, let's take a look at the before and afters. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. As always, until next time, peace.